Anime Summit, episode 72.
Your alarm clock would be that noise that they always make. It's like, oh.
Hello and welcome to the Anime Summit podcast. My name is Kolka. With me I've got Mac. And Sam.
Re-zero? More like re-flaccid.
Good one, Sam.
And Nick.
More like 0
out of 10.
Oh, so as you can tell by the title of this episode, which we haven't come up with yet, we're talking about ReZero starting Life in Another World because it was the most popular show of the last two seasons.
It had like 300,000 people on it.
But first, Kimi no Na wa Weekly Update. Kimi no Na wa has
It made a
passed
bunch more money.
15 billion yen, which is 150 million US dollars.
All right, we get it.
That's it. That's
it's coming
all
in
we
like
got right now.
February or some shit. It's coming to the U.S. later on.
Eventually.
I made up that month.
Anybody got any other newsy things? Oh, I'm wearing toe socks. I got toe socks.
Do you give yourself
They're
jobs
comfy,
with those
but
socks, Quokka?
They're
And then call yourself a
comfy,
piece of
but
scum?
my toes feel cold. They're not very good at keeping your toes warm.
I don't really got anything except I hate the new Alola form Doug Trio. Looks stupid.
Oh, did you see the thing about the Pokemon Sun and Moon special demo where you play as a different character and you get Ash's Greninja in the mail?
Yeah.
You what?
You open your mailbox and it's got a Pokeball from a special someone and it's Ash's Greninja. Ash sends you his Greninja.
Yeah, like he does with all his other Pokemon. He just abandons them.
GG.
God, Ash is so stupid.
And
Hey,
he loses every time.
It didn't win the tournament,
Ah, what a failure.
so you got to start over with someone else.
Exactly.
What a failure.
Hashtag Red is my boy. All right, moving on.
Ash ketchup.
That's how you never
Yeah,
get
I got
Pokemon
one
above
thing.
level 60.
ketchup.
2 things of news, actually. 3 things
Oh.
of news real quick. All right. One of the Studio Ghibli members has died. Another one. The baby boomers are
Yeah.
starting to drop. So, it was a Michiro Yasuda, I believe. She worked on a lot of stuff from like the 60s onward and stuff like that. So, I don't really know too many details about her, but yeah, Ghibli starting to drop, man.
Shout out.
It's a sad time.
Shout out. Shout out.
And then one more piece of news, we have the Toonami is going to air Makoto Shinkai's Children Who Chase Lost Voices.
GG.
Not really the best Shinkai movie.
It's
but,
a teaser. It's a teaser to Kimi no Na wa. Not really, but yeah, that one was okay. That's one of his that I've seen. I remember watching it like 8 years ago or something. It was all right. Not that great, but all right. Pretty short. Then final piece of news. You guys heard about Porter Robinson, the musician?
Yes,
or
I wanted
group?
to talk about this. Yeah, Porter
They
Robinson, the artist, to celebrate his new album and concert tour, teamed up with A1 Pictures and Crunchyroll to make a little short music video thing, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
Pretty
like about a
cool.
girl who gets plugged into the Matrix to save her from the end of the world or something.
Yeah. And Porter Robinson, of course, being a American EDM artist that is a total weeb because he's done remixes of Connect, which is Madoka Magica's opening song, and Irony, which is Ori Emo's opening song, and he sampled one character from Ananatsu Damateru in his song Flicker.
Flicker, I hardly even know her.
I saw him at Anime Expo last year at Crunchyroll's private concert. It
Nice.
was cool.
Nice, dude.
We should have him
Nice.
on the show. Porter Robinson, if you're
I'd like to
listening.
think of him as the
We want to talk to you about weeb stuff.
as the tonkatsu DJ of real DJs. Man, that show had a great soundtrack. But yeah, and that reminds me, you guys have heard of the Daft Punk short called Interstellar 55555.
It's not really
It's kind of a movie.
It's not that
but
short.
okay.
It's
Well,
kind
it's
of a
like
movie.
it's like a few episodes. It's just like what's the
No,
soundtrack?
there's
they
like a
used?
movie in between.
What was the title of their soundtrack that they put it to? It was their famous
I
one.
believe it was Discovery.
Discovery. That's it. Just look it up. It's probably not on YouTube anymore because of the Nazis, but YouTube Nazis, not real Nazis. Well, what's the difference at this point?
Interstellar 555, the story of the secret star system, is powered by the album Discovery.
It's a bunch of Smurfs.
One more
And they're
time.
like Basically, it's like Macross, but with Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks super Macross.
Well, no,
Macrossy.
the person who it looks like that because the guy who did it is like the guy who did like Space Battleship Yamato, Queen Emeraldis, Galaxy Express 999, and Galaxy Express 9999.
Ooh.
So
Oh yeah. It does have that
Yeah.
old art style.
Leiji
70s.
Matsumoto. Anyway,
Yeah, that's all news I had.
Okay then.
Best girl, maybe.
Best-
Waifu?
best
Waifu of the week is, I think everybody can probably guess who it's gonna be when they know that we're talking about ReZero.
I love
Amelia. Amelia.
It's-
Amelia.
No, it's Rem.
Fuck you.
Ram,
Because Rem is best
Fuck
girl.
you.
Ram,
Rem, not Ram.
Rem or Ram.
Ram,
Rem.
Ram.
Rem.
Ram.
Blue hair.
Pink
Car
hair.
Ramrod.
Blue
Car
hair.
Are you
Pink
talking?
hair.
Are you talking about random access memory or?
Let's just let's be real. Let's just be
Rapid
real.
eye movement.
We want to bone the both of them at the same time. Okay.
Let's just say that for a while now, despite my feelings about the show, which you'll find out later, both my lock screen and my wallpaper on my phone are of Rem. One of them is Rem dressed as the girls from K-On!
Awesome.
Playing guitar, and another is a Rem cosplay where she's got a nice little maid bikini on, and she's got her booty up in the air.
True that.
Ooh, and the other ones where Rem and Ram are like smooching and stuff, and they're half naked.
I mean,
That's
I've
what I'm talking
tweeted
about.
a bunch of those ones.
And she is voiced like really good voice actor who did her as Inori Minase. She also
Neisama,
did
Neisama.
work
He's
in
saying lewd things about us.
She was in Gakugarashi and a bunch of other stuff. Oh, dude. Gochi Usa as well. She did Chino.
Nice.
Holy shit! I'm just learning this now. Like this girl's
This
one of
is-
my new favorites.
Not too important. She's just a bit. She's
Great
cool.
voice actress. Just
She
look
has
her
some
up.
great development, and she's the only character. We'll get into this, but she's the only female character in the show that's at all set up to be liked
That
by
matters.
anybody. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
really the only
yeah,
female
that
character that
matters.
matters.
Well, Ram matters for a little bit, and then they're like, fuck it.
Yeah. Amelia, you think is gonna matter, and then nope, fuck that too.
So, how do we want to start this off, boys?
One of you guys should summarize
Oh
it
my
because
gosh.
I watched
So,
it weekly. So
Man, so we're talking about ReZero because it was the most popular show of the last 2 seasons. It has 25 episodes. Just as an example, it is number 46 on Mal right now. And before we get into everything that this is disappointing, let's talk about some of the shows that it is apparently better than. It is apparently better than Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. ReZero is apparently better than Anohana.
Oh,
my
ReZero
God.
is apparently better than the Steins Gate movie. ReZero is apparently better than Showa Genroku and Hellsing
apparently better
Ultimate
than-
and Bakemono no
Evangelion.
Ko and Ghost in
my
the Shell second
fucking
season.
God. What?
Sam, take a guess. Where do you think Evangelion is ranked?
That's
I
that's not even prudent to what we're talking about.
It is a little bit relevant. Let's just quickly do it. Where do you think
I'm-
it's ranked, Sam?
8, 9, I don't know.
Nope, 213.
Evangelion movie 2 is 87 though.
The ultimate shit taste, Mal. So never
ReZero
trust
is
Mal.
also apparently better than Shinsekai Yori, Fate Zero, every season of JoJo, Nichijou, Maho Shoujo Moroku Magica.
Well, okay, that one. They got a point there. I mean, that's a little better than you know what I'm saying.
So, as we've kind of mentioned before in the past, I don't think any of us like ReZero. I don't
I like
think
parts of it.
I don't think anybody in the entire AniTuber community likes ReZero. I don't think anybody on the planet likes ReZero.
Well, 63% of those who rated it gave it a 9 or a 10,
That
Mel.
is
which is crazy.
no. That's
At least at the
that's
time of this.
That's trolling. It's trolling. Okay, so let's take a step back.
It has a
ReZero
beautiful graph.
is
It's just
about-
all 9s and 10s.
is about Subaru, who likes to wear a tracksuit,
Who's Subaru?
and he's walking out of the supermarket with his bag full of supermarket food, and he gets whisked away into a fantasy world
Randomly.
where he is about to be mugged by thieves, and a silver-haired half elf girl shows up. Never trust an elf, by the way. And she saves him, sort of, I guess, and he decides to dedicate his entire life to her, and she's the only thing that matters to him in all the world. And apparently,
Until she
he
doesn't.
can also, when he dies, he gets to go back. He likes to quick save and quick load, and he goes back to his save points every time he dies, and it takes him like 18 times doing this before he realizes that's what's happening, that he gets to keep reliving the same thing over and over again.
And again. And again.
So, like, the first arc is him trying to help her get, like, a medallion back, like, whatever, which apparently is something important that comes in, like, 18 episodes later. That's how terrible. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let's try and stay positive, guys. The second arc is him going with her to the mansion with the person that is sponsoring her for something or other that comes in, like, 18 episodes later. And he gets killed one night by something, and then things happen, and he fights a bunch of Dobermans out in the woods. So yeah, that's ReZero, guys.
Well, I'm okay. That's
Yeah,
a
there's
pretty
a-
bad
and
summary
then-
of it.
and
but-
then-
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
pretty shitty
And
summary.
then you finally get back to what in the hell that medallion
I'm just-
is.
I'm having a hard time here because when I started this podcast and was like, even in the things that I originally sent you guys were the things that I wanted this podcast to be. One of the things was that I wanted to focus on things that we like and try to not focus on things that we disliked. We want to stay positive and enjoy the things that we enjoy and just be positive.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good
And
to
then
do something
Nick
different.
shows up and tells us that we all need to watch ReZero.
Though
Hey,
I do
don't blame
not
me.
appreciate him for this. This was a complete and utter
So,
fucking waste of my time.
is there anything else that people want to add to the basic synopsis before we get into the things that we like about ReZero?
Oh, by the way,
Uh,
I'm going to go ahead and explain this. The MC's name to me is not Subaru, it's WRX. I'm going to say WRX because you don't really understand how he fucking works, and he's unreliable, and he's an utter piece of shit. It's great whenever he figures something out and decides to actually fucking run, but he's a fucking Subaru WRX. So I'm going to
Oh,
call him
and-
WRX.
I mean,
Should probably
ironically,
also
that's not
say-
even an abbreviation because you're spending 5 syllables to say that.
It's not. It's an initialism, not an abbreviation.
I know.
And
I'm
it's
just
done
saying,
for
like, the
comedic
nickname is longer than the
effect.
name.
Oh my
Usually the
God.
nicknames, it's just like, yeah.
okay,
I just
so
want to say, though, we're going to try to lay off the spoilers at least a bit. We want to talk about how we feel about the show
Is it
before
considered
we start getting into specifics.
Is it considered spoilers if you spoil shit? Shit is already
We'll get into
spoiled.
that. So, yeah, we don't recommend
Good
watching the
question.
show, so just let us spoil it for you. But
I
I'll
recommend watching
if
it.
if we forget to do a spoiler, like, hey, we're entering spoilers now, I'll edit one in at some point. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can stop at that point or not. Please just keep going.
Just spoil me, Quokka. Spoil it all
But okay,
over my tits.
guys, what did you like about ReZero, starting life in another world?
Well, I'll tell you.
I liked
I'll
the
tell you
character
what,
designs.
Polka. I'll
Oh
tell
my
you
God.
what. I'll tell you exactly what I liked about ReZero. I liked whenever I fucking ended that show and didn't have to fucking watch it anymore.
No, guys, stay positive.
Okay, Mac, for real.
Stay positive.
If we're being real, I like the character designs and the color scheme
Oh yeah, especially
of the show. It looked really good.
especially those background characters awkwardly CGI. That was awesome. Yeah.
Many of the character designs are very cute and would do well to sell merchandise. For instance, Rem is super cute, and the little cat girl thing towards that last arc-ish thing, that's the bodyguard
You mean
of the one
Puck?
chick.
Oh, is it the
Felix.
trap?
No, not that
trap.
guy.
Not
the
trap
little,
cat.
the cat, the little cat girl.
Puck.
No, that's a cat.
Puck's like literally
Then you're
a cat.
talking about
he's like literally a cat.
the trap
The orange
cat.
haired one.
Puck, if I know.
No, the orange haired one.
Orange-haired.
The one that's a little cat girl.
Oh,
The
that's
one
like a
who's
little.
not Rem, Amelia,
those,
or
the little
Beatrice.
kid
Don't
things
care.
that are apparently
The little
You mean
kids
the ones
that-
that's literally the words that I've been
that are
saying?
that are apparently OP, even though they're fucking 5 years.
Yeah, they're super cute.
Oh yeah, those kids. I remember them for
I-
like 5 episodes.
I
But yeah,
really
yeah.
liked the. I did like the character design. Some of the cinematography was pretty good, but then some of it was kind of lack. But
Masaharu Watanabe, the director, got a
Why?
shout out.
Yeah.
Why?
okay, fine. Anyways,
Just for
Yeah,
know,
but that interrupted the
The
flow.
voice
the
acting
history
was
of it.
pretty good most of the time. I can't say that there's any. Okay, I can say that there's a spot or two that it's not that good, but most of it was pretty good.
I like the fight scenes a lot. I like the action. The one thing I did really think was really cool was there would be times, and I can't remember the specific episodes, but there would be something like in episode 3, for example, he'll like somebody will mention something like, "Oh, Satella the witch is this person," or "I'm Satella the witch," and then 4 or 5 episodes later, it would be reconnected. Like it'll all come kind of full circle with whoever said or mentioned the thing, and like it'll be like, "Oh shit, they said that like 4 episodes ago," and like they kind of played it off like it wasn't that important, but it's actually really important. I kind of liked how they did that a little bit. There was some times where they did that, and I was like, "Oh shit,"
Except we don't know why she ever called herself Satella.
because in the beginning that was Satella. I don't know. Anyways,
No, there's not much that's actually explained.
mean,
ironic, which is
Like,
unfortunate.
if I'm gonna be,
Is that the case? Is that like what happened? Okay, whatever. We'll get into that.
Let me mention really quick before Matt goes. ReZero is based off of like it's a 9-volume light novel, and the show is only adapted part of those volumes so far, so there's more. It's not finished source material yet, so the 26 episodes still has a ways to go. There's still going to be at least another season or two, which is why a lot of things didn't get unanswered, but also why it's kind of bad that there's 26 episodes and not a lot of stuff has been answered. So just pointing that out. It is not yet complete.
thank you. One thing I guess I did like, other than WRX getting destroyed and deathed as much as possible, I have to say that I really enjoyed Beatrice, or Betty, however you want to call her. I kind of liked her character, and that's probably biased because her voice actor is Kuroko from Railgun, and yeah, I like that. But otherwise, not much else.
Beatrice,
I did
best
like
girl.
about the end of the second arc with the Dobermans, the evil devil Dobermans, where there was a lot of development there, where they developed Rem and Ram's relationship with each other and Rem's relationship with Subaru.
Oh yeah, I like that until they just
if you
forgot
go
about
back
Ram.
and listen to our podcast, I was saying like, hey, the show's really turning up. This might be good. So I guess I liked that.
I'd also here's what sucks too, because there was some like, regardless how I feel about the show, there was some characters that I really liked that I had wished there would have been more of, because I wanted to see them like
Like Reinhard.
Reinhard Van Astria. That dude is a badass. Like I want to see more of him do stuff. And Puck
Wait, is that Wilhelm's son?
Yeah, something like that.
But why is that? Okay, whatever.
Oh no, he's not Wilhelm's son. He's just part of the family.
Is Wilhelm the sword master who fought the whale?
He
Yeah.
is the butler guy, yeah, or not butler, but
Okay.
they're part of the same family, but Reinhard's not his son. And then I like Puck's probably my favorite character, for obvious reasons. I'll say that later. But
Sounds a furry, that's why.
no, I'm not. You're a faggot. Anyways, my favorite character is actually Felix Argyle. Super cute. Super
Was that the
cute.
trap? Which
That's
one
the
was the
fucking
trap?
I just
Felix.
said that's the trap.
That's the fucking trap.
Okay. I just got to get that straight 'cause I can never remember.
One thing that, like, in terms of traps and stuff, in the sense of, I'm not sure how Japan goes about the whole social justice thing in general, but like everybody recognizes him as being a guy. Like people are just like, they're for, his pronouns, he, his, he, him, his, whatever they say. While
It's actually Zer.
that kind of a
X.
character would oftentimes, at least in American type media, they would be considered a female, even if they were male. But in Japan, it's still like, it doesn't matter that he wears dresses and is super cute and behaves very femininely. He's a guy, but it doesn't seem like he's a cross-dresser either.
Okay, well, that's an interesting.
I'm trying to talk about things that might be interesting instead of how terrible
mean,
the show is.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. That character was like just a side character. It didn't really affect the show at all.
You take that back.
There's no effect on the show from that character.
No, I can agree with that.
He basically jerked off Subaru a couple times, and that was it. I mean, not literally, but like, massaged his ego or something.
It was kind
Those
of
dojins, man.
It kind of would, even as much as I liked the character, and
Those themes had nothing to do with the show. Like, it was, if you want like gender identity themes and stuff like that.
No, I just wanted to talk about it. I just thought that was interesting when I was
Okay.
talking to somebody
Yeah.
about the characters.
so what
I
I'm
was like,
saying,
Not sure how they treat that. Like, is it a guy or is it female gender identity? I don't know.
well, so what I'm
Japan's
saying
weird.
is, well, Felix kind of identifies himself in the third person a lot, and when he does, he uses like both pronouns, so it's really weird. But what I
Well,
didn't,
that's
what-
because in Japan they don't have genders. I guess maybe that's the issue, is that in Japan they don't really have gender defined pronouns in a lot of sense.
right. But so even as much as I love the character, and as much as I think he's super cute and super hot.
So you like the character design. You don't like the character. You just like the design.
No, I like the character too. But what I hated
Okay.
about it was I felt like it was like a thrown-in trap just to be a thrown-in trap.
Well, it was. So you liked the character design, but not the character, because the character did not really affect the plot.
I
or
still
other
liked who he
characters very
was,
much.
though. I still liked who he was,
So
though.
you like the design and you like the idea of the character, but you didn't like
Nick, to be fair, did any characters affect the plot?
that is a fair point. I don't think very many did. Subaru did, because he just kept going back in time and
Another thing I
retrying.
really like about ReZero is the dojins. The dojins are
God, the
pretty
dojins
good.
don't fucking matter.
The dojins are pretty good.
Well, how are those relevant to the story? Come on.
They're not.
I agree with that.
Okay,
though.
I fucking just go. Just fucking do it.
Spoilers.
Okay, here's why the show is
All right,
shitty.
Mac. Do it.
We can't do this anymore. We can't sit here and be
So just-
positive.
Okay, I'm just gonna go through my whole feelings about the show as I was going through. So, as we're watching,
Here
it's
we
like
go.
this fucking stupid light novel bullshit again with the trapped in a fantasy world. Which, by the way, he never gives a shit about the fact that he's trapped in a fantasy world. He doesn't even think, how did I get here? Maybe I should try and find back. Maybe, why did I get here? None of that stuff ever fucking comes up. He just immediately latches on to fucking, I'm blanking on her name right now.
Amelia.
Amelia. And then oh my gosh, he fucking dies so many times. And he's still like, oh, I need to go back and get there so I can recover their bodies or something. And then it's like all refreshed and he has no idea what's going on. Though apparently he was super familiar with the anime trope of getting trapped in a fantasy world, because they first like, I just got trapped in a fantasy world. I'm going to meet some strong heroine female and I'm going to fall in love with her. And then we're going to go kick all the baddies' butts. And then he doesn't
wants
seem
to
to
protect
understand.
her smile.
He doesn't seem to understand the coming back to life thing, I guess, because he never watched those anime. He goes through that, and you're like, this is stupid. Whatever. They established the premise, and I'm still very confused about what anything mattered in that first arc, aside from teaching us that he could go back in time over like 6 episodes and show us a bunch of gory
I
stuff.
don't think any of it mattered.
If
And then we go into the second arc, where he just shows up at the mansion, arbitrarily like dies like 6 times in a row, and there's a big fight between like the head of the mansion and Beatrice in one of his lives, then he dives off a cliff, and half the stuff is just like, I don't know what any of this matters. And then arbitrarily one time he goes, oh, I found out who the problem is, and we're gonna go kill all the mob beasts, and I still don't know what happened to the old man that apparently cursed him.
Wasn't it like a little dog that did something? There was a dog.
Oh yeah, he turned into a tiny little dog.
That was the thing that was causing all his problems.
But
at the
like,
mansion.
where did he get summoned by the fucking witch too? I don't fucking know.
I
So
think
then-
like the witch is behind everything, and then like there's the witch's
So-
cult.
Let
Oh
Coca
yeah,
like
so
finish.
whenever he wants to talk about his abilities, like the witch apparently shows up and like grabs his heart or something.
I don't know, something
Yeah, 'cause you
something
can't
weird
talk.
happened.
It's just like another dude. If you mention
Yeah,
the name,
it's
blam,
fucking
heart
stupid.
attack.
It's fucking stupid. So you finish up that arc, and this is where stuff is kind of getting okay, because the arc wasn't terrible and it seemed to be resolving itself well and developing characters. And then in this like mid area leading into the next arc, he just decides to just flip shit and be a total jackass to everybody. for like 2 episodes as they start the whole like royal selection thing. And then everybody gets pissed off at him and tells him to do one thing, and he just does everything else. And then there's like 8 lives where every new life, he goes to try and solve whatever happened in the last life, and something new, huge, and arbitrary happens that he now needs to focus on that.
It's very reactionary, not.
And
it's like hard to tell
where
what's
did
even
any of this
happening.
go? And then you forget like that anything even, you get so lost in like sub arcs that you don't know what all of it went back together. Because then you're like, oh, you just spent 6 episodes really focusing on this giant fucking white whale that showed up out of nowhere that has nothing to do with fucking anything once again. And then arbitrarily it leads to oh man, this fucking pissed me off so much.
Come on, hit me. What pissed you off? Come on.
But let's see. So they're fighting the white whale, and I'm just like, what the fuck does this even matter? This entire time the witch's cult is just killing everybody you know. And then at the end he's like, well, in a sense, this is all what it was about. It's like, no, Subaru, it wasn't about anything. And then at the end, they just gift him a bunch of soldiers to go fight the witch's cult. Even though he apparently didn't have a plan for how he was going to deal with the witch's cult, it just happened to fall into his lap. And what the fuck was with Puck becoming a giant lion that's capable of destroying the planet?
Puck is one of the 4 great spirits.
But why does he want to destroy the whole planet?
He's contracted to do so when something happens. I don't remember what that thing was.
When Amelia dies.
Yeah, when
that's why.
Amelia dies. Yep. He's contracted.
Which was one of
to-
the few good episodes in the show.
Like, but
was like 15 or 16, one of
Why?
those.
Why does he suddenly flip out and decide to be a stupid dumbass for 2 episodes? Like, there was a moment where I was maybe like, okay, all this stress of dying over and over and over again is getting to him, and he's, getting stressed out. But then he just kind of flips a switch right back to being happy-go-lucky.
That's
guy.
one of the things that really killed me a lot about WRX is how he was so damn wishy-washy. Like, one moment he was fine, one moment he was cool, calm, and collected, and the next he's a blubbering fucking idiot who can't do anything right. And it's just like...
It's all that mind fucking, man.
It's not a mind fuck.
Okay.
It's just bad writing.
It's not even mind fuck.
It's just bad writing. No, it's not a mind fuck at all. It's bad writing.
Beetlejuice tortures Rem right in front of him, so it mind fucks
That's
him
a mind
little bit.
fuck. Yeah, but like
That's what I said. It's a mind fuck.
Okay.
Plus he dies a lot, so that's
The
a mind
problem
fuck.
is
So, like,
that
just keep interrupting
after that
Sam.
scene, he
Just
went
keep
back
doing
to
that.
being normal.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say to Nick, don't interrupt me or I'll punch you in the dick, is yeah, that's a mind fuck, definitely. But before that, he was doing that shit before that. He was tripping before that. Here's the problem. You want to know the fucking problem with this show? Everything Kolka said, everything Max said, and this. I'll tell you right now. Here it is. Here we go. Are you ready? This is what it is. Subaru Natsuki is stupid. Here's why. He goes in, he magically appears in this world. He doesn't even question what the fuck just happened. He just does it. And then he's just like, suddenly everything's about me and everything is my responsibility. And he does nothing but screw everyone over, thrusting himself into these situations, all natural. And then finally, like...
But no, he always saves the day, Sam.
Okay, yeah, my ass. Here's the thing. And then halfway through, at the end of like the break or whatever, like when it went from spring to summer or whatever the fuck just happened, like at the end of that episode 13 or whatever, or 12 or something, I don't fucking know. Amelia finally calls him out, and she's finally like, you make it all about you. You thrust yourself into other people's situations and just make it worse. And then that's when I like started having a redeeming like thought in my head, like, oh, maybe this show redeemed itself a little bit. And no, it doesn't. He admits to being retarded and stupid and a fucking idiot, and then just goes and does it again.
And keeps doing it.
And then keeps doing it.
But everything works out.
But everything works out
And
somehow.
he saves the day.
Yes, because
He
And then-
turns down Rem.
because he has those infinite cheap ass fucking resets.
Technically, Rem turned him down. Because she
No,
has a brain in her head.
No. She didn't. He turned her down, and then like she still loved him for no fucking reason. And
No,
then
he asked her to run away with him, and then she said no, because if that's really what you want, I'd go with you, but I don't think that's really what you want. You're trying to run away from something else.
she never turned him down. She was in love with him. And then she like
legit
spilled her
turned him
guts in
down.
that whole episode.
No,
18.
she pretty much-
legit turned him down.
She
said
didn't.
no.
she
She said
didn't.
that she loved him, but she said that
Yeah.
she couldn't run away with him.
She turned
Because
him down.
She said
And she
she
didn't wanna
wanted
leave.
to. She said she wanted to, and she would have.
But she didn't want to leave Ram, and she didn't want to go with him because he was running away from something else.
So she turned him
kind
down.
of turned him down.
No, that's not what happened. Rewatch episode 18, and they all explain it. It's like that whole episode where they're standing on the
No,
roof
he even says, "Man, I just got dumped."
doing that, and they all explain it. And then later on, when she's riding on the beast's back with him and the whales fighting, she's like, "Oh, I got a little taste of Subaru. What a
Well,
treat!"
yeah, I know. She starts doing all that.
She
stupid
turns into
stuff.
like this bullshit waifu at the end, and it's
But, like,
really stupid. But until
far
that
as-
point, she was cool.
The arcs are concerned. It's like we were just talking about this before, where Nick was like, "There's 5 arcs," and then it's like, no, when you really look at it, one of those arcs that he listed, which was the Royal Selection, is actually the entire final arc. It's just none of the episodes have anything to do with it.
Right.
Well, it was like a
The
2-episode
entire
arc.
half of the
and
show
then
is the Royal Selection.
it went off
plus
on a side
more.
quest.
I mean, I guess
Plus
we could
more. It doesn't even end. It keeps going, but none of the episodes are about it.
talk about why we agree and don't agree what arc is what. But let's just be serious for a second, okay? Let's be real. This podcast, Anime Summit. Go to youtube.com/Anime Summit if you want to watch. This podcast, it is our job to tell you guys
What is objectively right,
exactly and turn down the hype a little bit, because you know what?
or turn it up.
Y'all can shit on me about liking SAO or whatever, but at least that hype was like,
Oh man,
SAO was a lot better than fucking ReZero.
SAO's fucking should be #1 in the world if this is number 46.
SAO was a fucking train wreck, but at least you could tell what was happening. At least some of the stuff made sense, even if it had broken logic, even if there were plot holes. It made some sense. It had a realistic, reasonable progression for the characters and plot, and it wasn't good, but it was like discernible. ReZero doesn't have that. It's just disjointed events and characters and
so you have,
you know.
exactly. And so what you have is Nick Stoner, you have Mac Attack, and you have Cam Shitka, and you have me, and we're here to tell you, dude, just take a step back for just a minute, unfuck your face, and watch it again. And then you're going to realize, wow, everything those guys said was legit. Do I sound conceited as fuck? Maybe. But, like, what the hell is going on? Nothing. Nothing is happening at all.
See, nobody in this show ever unfucked themselves. They were in a permanent state of fuck. And not the good kind.
And like
and not the good kind.
all the villains in this show are also just like comically evil. Like
Yeah,
the witch is
Beetlejuice
just so
was great,
evil
though.
that the only presence that she has is reaching in to crush Subaru's heart, and apparently being behind literally everything that happens. Then in like the first arc, you're the first villain, that chick with her boobs flopping out and killing everybody, apparently to get the medallion that has something to do with the Royal Selection, but it doesn't really matter unless it's in the hands of somebody that's like appropriate for it. I don't, man.
And here's the thing,
She's just
too.
like crazy psychotic killer with like there's no redeeming quality in that.
I hate
like,
that archetype.
you know, at
It's,
least
it's
in,
the same girl from Overlord. There's a character in the show Overlord last year. Same thing.
Albedo.
Well, her, and then there's the evil one that the skeleton guy crushed.
Oh yeah, that's stupid too.
Which was even worse in my
And
opinion.
then
But
of
anyway.
course in the second arc with the little evil dog that's sicking Dobermans on everybody for why?
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I think it had something to do with Rem and Ram, like because that was like their that was like the only part in the whole show where anybody got development.
And then you have the white whale, which is just a giant fucking white whale that kills the fuck out of everything for hundreds and hundreds of years. That's the witch is somehow behind. And then the big part with Beetlejuice, the witch's cult. He's just fucking psychotic evil too. Like there's nothing to like even. There's no motivations in these, even in the villains. They just are evil.
Also, can I just mention this thing, even though it sounds really stupid? This is kind of a minuscule thing, but it really bothered me. Beetlegeist and all them stupid bitches, they had them like unseen hand things. Lucy was doing that before it was cool.
Oh, how my
So fuck
brain
off.
trembles. Oh.
Fuck off.
Oh, I'm gonna bite my fingers. Crunch,
my
crunch.
My
Fuck
brain will
off
start
from it.
trembling. And then there's the one scene where Subaru like commands some of the witch's cult to like leave him alone or something.
And then they fucking do.
Well, because he's like a part witch. He's like chosen by the witch or something. I think.
Satella, yeah.
Yeah,
think
but
they
it's
were
like
alluding to that.
all these things just individually aren't explained.
Yeah, nothing's really explained, which is annoying. And it's not. And it's not like one of those symbolic shows like Angel's Egg where like you don't, that show has a reason for not directly explaining. But ReZero, like you need to know. They don't world build ReZero in 26 episodes. Like, what's up with the world? Like, why does anything exist the way it is?
Why does any of this matter?
Why is Subaru there?
Why are the characters connected to each other? Where's the chemistry there? And it's like there's some at like certain points, and then that's what everybody latches onto. But they don't look at the bigger picture, which is like it's a fucking mess.
And to piggyback off of what Nick said, though, exactly like what he just said was like, I remember because one of our fans, Zanzarus, who's like really awesome in our Discord, shout out, because she had seen the whole thing before me and Mac had started watching it. And, she messages me and she's like, I was talking to Mac in the Discord and I told him I'd finished. And she was like, so that's not the true ending, but I can tell you what it is if you're curious. And then she told me, and because the light novel,
from the
whatever,
books or something?
yeah, from the light novels. And I asked her, I said, I after she told me, I was like, okay, so this convo between you and I is the problem. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, why do I have to have this convo? Why couldn't I have just watched it? None of that tells me anything about Satel and why he's there. And and she was like,
actually,
the big part of that is how that is a huge part of the story. This isn't like some side arc that maybe isn't fully resolved. It's like it's the thing that matters.
Right. And then she was like, no, I asked you if you wanted to know and you said yes. And I was like, no, that's not what I mean. I mean that it sucks that you had to tell me at all. Like, why couldn't they just done it? Like, why do I have to go to you or look online? Like, I literally went to like Reddits and other places to like figure out shit that I was left unanswered. And then people want to say, well, in the light novel. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to read the fucking light novel. Like,
or apparently how this is supposed to just be a prologue to the story.
Yeah, somebody said that too. And I was like,
no, Kizu Monogatari is a fucking prologue.
Right.
Well, and I'm going to point the audience to Giguk on YouTube made a video called "Source Material is Irrelevant," which kind of delves into that a little bit, saying that like you shouldn't have to fucking have read the source material to understand the anime, or to make the anime a good standalone.
Yeah, the source material does not affect the quality of the anime. In that sense of, it doesn't matter how much story is resolved in the source material, the anime needs to be judged on its own. Obviously, if there's that sense of, if it's specifically, marketed with the manga type of a thing, or with the book, like if it's you buy the DVD and you get the book with it for free or something. But a lot of these shows are, and this isn't even just like because a lot of shows do the, where you cut off, and then so that you buy the source material, which is one way to do it, whatever, but at least the show that is there is a show.
Yeah. And
it's a show, but it just doesn't have an ending. ReZero is just like, it doesn't really have anything resolved.
And it sucks too, because there were moments where Mac and I was talking about where there were some really cool moments, like just the way it was done, but it still it wasn't enough to redeem anything. It was just like, oh, that was kind of cool. You know what I mean?
It's like little bursts of shit that's actually halfway decent and acceptable, but then it just goes right back down to shit. It's
like one thing, right back down the shitter.
I think that's why it's popular, because everybody who watched it weekly used it as like a water cooler show. They like to talk about it and speculate on it because it had a lot of things going on.
And I guess you could pretend that the parts of the story that aren't quite making sense are just because you forgot from last week. And it's easier when you're watching it every week to just see what is in front of you and not realize that it doesn't fit with anything else.
I watched ReZero in 4 fucking days, and I can tell you, even if you marathon it, it don't make any fucking sense.
Mac and me watched it with like.
It might make less sense marathoning.
Well, Mac, maybe you have to watch it the right way once a week.
I'm sorry. Let me just load up.
Mac,
let me
you need
just
to go back
load up
and watch the
ReZero.
Fate series in the correct order. Otherwise,
play 60 hours of visual novel and then watch it.
let me just load up ReZero and watch it in the background so it all makes sense. And just do other shit while it's playing. Yeah, that'll make perfect sense. In fact, that'd probably be better.
Well, if you go to sleep and then just plug it into your ears, you'll understand.
Yeah, but then it'll probably
Osmosis.
skip on something, and then I'll wake up only being able to say Rimu Rimu Ramu Ramu. Fuck,
No,
man.
Your alarm clock would be that noise that they always make. It's like, oh.
Jesus
I can't do
Christ, this
very well.
show.
But
And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the few moments that I really dug. The animation. Obviously, the animation was pretty good. I also really liked. They did this thing kind of where they didn't play the opening or ending every episode. They kind of rolled the credits in a different way depending on the situation. There was one episode where he goes back to the mansion and the witch cult has killed everyone, and Amelia's dead, and you see this big cat face monster who you don't find out is Puck until later, pretty much freeze the whole entire world. And that's when he tells him,
yeah, that was episode 15, right?
yeah, and then his head
Man,
gets
like-
lopped off.
That episode was cool, but it was
Right.
it
No,
was surrounded
didn't
by
matter.
so no, it didn't matter. No, this is, like I said, this isn't something that's redeeming the show. This is just something I liked personally.
If the whole show was like that, it'd be great.
So
But,
so
like,
he walks up
you
to the
know.
mansion and everything is in winter. He's holding the dead Amelia in his arms. He sees the giant cat-faced beast monster, who's one of the 4 beasts who can control the heat of the world, which is basically fucking climate change fuck all. And he freezes the whole world. He explains to WRX, I'm contracted to fuck shit up when she dies. And Subaru's like, so basically you're saying I have to do it again.
Because that makes sense, right?
Right. And then which they don't even explain, by the way. And then WRX goes, so I have to do it all again, right? And he's like, pretty much. And he lops off his head and the credits roll, and all you see is Subaru, the headless Subaru with his head on the side, sitting on the bottom of the screen, and in front of him is the mansion, and behind him is giant cat-faced Johnson Puck. And the snow keeps going and the credits keep rolling, and the snow is slowly covering like his body and his lopped off head, and Puck is slowly fading away. And like, it was so cool. Like, that was badass cinematography right there. That was really
One
cool.
of the few moments whenever it did have badass cinematography.
It was like this 1 foot by 1 foot huge ass diamond and 15 bajillion miles of poopy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's just man.
Dog
One thing though that I can say that you kind of got the gears turning with what you said.
Yeah.
The way that they said, Puck is contracted to destroy the world when Amelia died. How the fuck does that make sense for Amelia's character?
Well, he's like,
she's important somehow.
No, think about it. How does she act through the entire show? And then they have this bullshit like that.
She's a waifu. That's how she acts.
She always
She's
acts
nice.
nice and kind to everybody, but when I die, just fucking off everybody. Yeah, because that makes sense.
well, because
I mean, maybe
his
the contract's with somebody else or something.
his
Man,
purpose
I don't
is-
know.
his
Isn't she
Purpose-
connected to the witch? Isn't she the witch?
no. She just looks like the witch to tell.
She's
Anyways,
the witch's kid.
no,
I bet
I
she
don't know.
is the
but
witch.
she,
She's just gonna end up
Maybe
being the
Puck and the
witch.
witch got it on, and that's why he always calls Amelia his daughter.
so Puck is a spirit that she can summon
Fucking
because she does stuff with spirits or something, and his purpose is to basically do stuff for her. So if she dies, he's got no purpose. So his contract is, once your purpose is gone, fuck shit up, and that's what he does. But then later, a couple episodes later, he's starting to like he's able to turn into that beast thing randomly, and it's like, I thought you could only do that if she died. Like, why are you doing it now? And
Yeah,
it was
didn't she die though? Like, wasn't it because he was fighting Beetlejuice? Is it Beetlejuice or Beetlejuice?
it's Betelgeuse.
Because it's spelled with a P, which makes no sense,
No,
and
it's
they pronounce
spelled
it
with
with
a
a
B.
B.
Spelled with a B. I don't know. You
Well,
watch.
now they typoed it then. Anyway,
I don't know.
He's
man.
fighting
Like,
Beetlejuice.
The one thing I hear the most about the show is that like it's supposed to be, I guess, a deconstruction of fucking fantasy shows.
Yeah, because he's a weakling, and
and that apparently he's supposed to be like a caricature of the normal neat otaku guy that saves the day but is weak and stuff, except that's all he is. He isn't anything more than that. This isn't like you go and you're like, oh, I see how what you are is similar to this other thing, but you've adopted it in a new and interesting way. it's just he is exactly that. He is just exactly. I mean, the one thing that he isn't is technically super OP, but even then, he somehow magically finds a way to fight every time that he needs to.
Well, that's
unlike the
that's
eighth try.
that's part of what makes it a deconstruction is that it's like he still is the trope, but it's just saying, oh, what would happen if it was a little bit more realistic?
But it isn't
not-
more
but
realistic.
It
it's
wasn't
still
realistic.
exactly that.
It was done so badly that it was executed so
well,
poorly.
yeah, it doesn't mean it's not a
'Cause
deconstruction.
this isn't
it's
like,
just not a
oh,
good
man,
one.
let's take a neat
it's
that doesn't
fucking-
have
not a
good.
good one.
It's a deconstruction at how shitty something can be at fucking writing. That's how this show
Like,
is.
it's not like he's like,
Like, let's
oh,
deconstruct.
let's take the neat and put him into a situation where he actually has to be able to deal with people, but he doesn't know how to deal with people, and that causes some problems. No, he just acts exactly the same as every fucking character he's supposedly deconstructing.
All right, you guys.
Exactly.
And then
Anyway.
he just
It's like,
Okay.
it's like, okay,
He
It
grabs,
is and it
this
isn't.
he grabs a club like 6 times his size in one life. After he hasn't trained or done anything, he's still a fucking weakling wearing a fucking tracksuit.
Well,
But he grabs
it's
a
one of
giant
those-
ass
it's a
club and
movie
suddenly
prop,
can block.
dude.
Block
got no
these
weight on it.
Nick,
fucking
why are you
swords from
trying to
a
make
trained
it work?
assassin.
It's aluminum.
Nick, you're a fucking idiot.
no, how about whenever he grabs that big old wooden club thing? And he's,
I'm not an
he's
idiot. It's on
sword
TV
fighting.
tropes,
He's
guys.
sword
I didn't make this
fighting
shit up.
right now, right? And he's like hitting up against another weapon, and there's fucking sparks. This thing is made out of wood. It's made out of wood.
It
How
being
is
a
it sparking?
trope does not make it okay.
I
That's
never
the
said it
exact
was good.
opposite
It's not.
of what a deconstruction would do.
Well, it's not a good version of it.
It's not
it
a-
still is one.
it's
It's
not
just
even
not
a
a good
it
version.
isn't. It is not one at all.
I mean, I can
Literally
link you guys a
being-
TV
No,
trope.
it
I'll
is.
link you the
literally
TV trope
Okay.
article
being
right
the
now.
thing that you're
Guys.
criticizing is not being a deconstruction.
Okay,
It is.
Everyone
Cool.
just.
Let's agree that like there isn't a definite definition of that word. So,
But then, okay, everything's a deconstruction. Because just
Yeah, well,
being
yeah,
the thing
sure.
that you're deconstructing
let's
makes you a
never
deconstruction.
mention this
You
word
don't have to
Akoka
do-
ever again because
you
he
don't
has
have
no
to do
fucking
anything
idea what that word
interesting
means.
with
So,
it. You never have to do anything interesting with it. You can just literally be the thing that you're supposedly deconstructing, and that means you can be a fucking deconstructionist.
That's like one of those words that people use just because it makes themselves feel smart.
you
it's
don't know
not
what it means
even-
either, dude. Nobody
Did I
knows
ever
what it
fucking call
means
this show
because
a
it doesn't have a
deconstruction
definition.
series?
Okay,
Seriously?
let's
No,
say
I
a
didn't.
parody.
I'm saying here's what I'm saying.
satire,
Here's what I'm saying. TV
commentary.
Tropes has it listed as a deconstruction.
Then they are fucking
I
wrong.
did not make it up. I'm not
what's
the
your
one
point
saying
here?
it.
What's your point here?
Okay, guys.
I'm
this-
saying it's an example of a bad version of that.
It's not that at
People
all.
seem to think that it means
It's
it's a good
literally
show
nothing.
just because it is one, but
That about that. I don't know why you're
Okay.
trying to justify it.
All right.
it is because it shows how being sent to another world would suck. That's like the basic version of it, and not the other way around where it's
Except
like,
it
oh, I'm
doesn't
sent
suck.
to another world.
He fucking
it's great
saves the day every goddamn time.
because he has time travel, which is bullshit.
It's just
Right. So you agree that it's bullshit.
Yes, it's bullshit because time travel in general. This is like probably one of the worst examples of a time travel show. If you want a good time travel show, watch Steins Gate. That has a good method of doing it. It explains how things work. Yeah, there's still paradoxes and other stuff, but that's the whole nature of time travel. ReZero is just, hey, I'm just gonna reset. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again, even though I'm an idiot, and I'll eventually get it right. And nothing matters. Steins Gate things do matter, and the plot and characters progress. But anyway,
Okay.
time travel is the reason that the show doesn't work. That's one of the main reasons because he can just keep redoing everything. It
the
kills
show
attention.
doesn't work because it's just
The
shit.
whole show
think
is
it's just
shit.
bad
It's not,
writing and
Well,
it's not
it's
even
that.
that the time travel is the main
They
reason.
no. They could have
Everything.
made that return from death thing really cool.
Everything about
They
this
could have
show.
made that. Yeah. They could have made that return by death thing way cool, and they just. But no, who cares? Who gives a fuck? It's just something he can do, because
Yeah.
it's Satella or whatever. Which I had to go and find out from somebody else. That didn't happen in the show. I had to go read that somewhere. So, if I'm watching a show, something happens, blah blah blah, and I have to go and fucking look shit up when it's trying to be a serious show.
Yeah, Sam, you made your point before.
Well, dude, you're sitting there trying to defend it, and it's like,
no, I agreed with you. I said you shouldn't have to read the source material.
okay, how about you just let me repeat shit? I don't fucking care. Like the show
All
sucks.
right, Sam, go ahead.
Well, I tried to, and then you ruined
I'm just
it
gonna say,
by-
man, if you're out there and you think this show is good, like unironically, you actually believe this is good. As much as I love to be able to just say, hey, man, love what you love, everything that you like, don't let anybody make you feel bad for liking it.
But you should feel
If
bad
you like
for liking
fucking
ReZero.
ReZero,
Just kidding.
You're trash. You're the problem with your problem with anime right now is that you let this
200,000
stuff be
people are
made and you just go,
trash.
oh, I'm just gonna look at it fucking positively. I'm gonna do all the mental obstacle hoops and shit that I need to do, run a fucking American Ninja Warrior challenge in my head to make this work.
Yeah, you probably like the X-Men movie series.
You're just
You probably
I
thought
don't
the
even
ending
care.
of Twilight.
Fucking anime was a mistake.
Okay, slow down. Slow
This
down, champ.
I can't do this anymore, guys.
Okay, calm down, big guy. Okay.
No, but for real though,
guys,
fucking
he
ReZero fucking
seriously-
ruined shit. Fuck this.
Dude, he seriously just left. Guys. No, dude, they seriously legit left. Babe, they just like left. Like Mac and Kogan just like seriously left. I don't, babe, I don't know. They like got mad because we were talking about ReZero and they just fucking left. They seriously just like got like I heard Mac throw his like microphone and Koga said, I'm done. Anime was a mistake, and he like threw his headphones off. We were talking about the anime, we were talking about the show, ReZero, and they just fucking left. They just fucking left. Well, we're all saying it's bad, but like they just like I don't know, and then Nick was arguing or something, and then I have no idea. Maybe I should just we gotta go for like another I don't know, we gotta go for like another 5 minutes, so no, I'll just tell a story. No, I'll just tell a story. So I was born in 1990. I grew up in Burnsville, Minnesota. My mom and dad met at a Doritos factory. Something or other. I don't know how that happened. My dad came on a boat. My mom came in a bus. Something or other. I don't fucking know. And then you know, woke up, got breakfast this morning, went to work. Right when I get to work too, I just had to poop. And I'm like, they built a Hardee's by my work. I don't know if y'all have heard Hardee's before. But like, I've been so tempted to get Hardee's. And I just wanted Hardee's so bad. And every time I get Hardee's, I have to apologize to the toilet. Because I have to shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's so greasy. And I just have to shit. So like, anyway, got Hardee's. Ate curly fries, burger with bacon and cheese, and went to town. Then I had to shit. And I hate shitting at work because it's just one bathroom. And there's like, it's like 3 dudes. It's me, my boss, and my art director, and then our sales lady up front. And I'm just like, this poor woman has to smell the shit of me eating Hardee's, my art director eating I don't know what other garbage, and my boss eating fuck all. I don't even know. Half the time he wants a cookie, half the time he wants a salad. And I'm just like, okay. Anyway, so I got out of the shitter. Naturally, I have to spray probably miles and miles of Febreze. And, you know, just it's like, it doesn't smell like how normally someone stinks up the bathroom. It smells like someone took a tire, farted in the tire, and then lit it on fire. And then it smelled like a fart. A fart tire. A fart tire. A fire for tire. Tire. Anyway, so like I sit down and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to work. And I'm falling asleep at my desk, right? And then my boss comes over and taps my shoulder and I'm like, oh, I was working. And he like catches me on Discord, like talking to like Coca and Mac and them and Nick. And I'm just like, shit. Yeah, no, I just use this to communicate with people. And he was like, I should have said that. And he was like, okay, yeah, I should have said clients. Anyways, so the sales lady comes and she's like, "Hey, do this thing. Can you print out a picture for this? Whatever." Anyways, I had to meet a client after work today. Trisha calls me and goes, "Well, I want Panda Express. I want Panda Express." And I'm just like, "Okay, well, I'll get Panda Express after I'm done meeting with my client." "Oh, so you're not going to be home until 7? Well, I want fried rice and orange chicken and beef and broccoli." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So naturally, I go to Panda Express, get out my car after I have caribou, which didn't make me feel very good, so I had to poop again. Caffeine is a diuretic. And I tell the guy behind the counter, I said, "Bitch, let me get 2 orders to go. Let me get white rice, half white rice, half chow mein. And then for my 2 entrees, let me get honey walnut shrimp and what's that shit? They cut it up on the cutting board. Teriyaki chicken." And then Trisha wanted fried rice and some chicken or whatever. Bring it home. Trisha's in bed. Obviously, she's a bum. She had to work this morning and then just came home and bummed out, which is fine. She works a shit ton. And I couldn't even finish like my Panda Express. I couldn't even finish it. I was like, okay. I was super hungry just a second ago, and then I took literally probably like 10 bites. Normally, I can eat the whole thing. Like the 2 entree, 1 side, I can eat the whole thing. But I just was like, I don't even know. And then Nick's always telling me too, like, just don't eat on the cast, like eat before the cast. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to eat. You know what I mean, before the cast, and I can't even finish it. I'm like, normally I destroy these motherfuckers, but I couldn't even do it. And I guess we're coming up on time here. Anyways, I'm not done with my story. So anyways, naturally, after eating Panda Express and not even fucking finishing it, I have to shit. So, Nick's always saying, no, don't shit on the cast, don't shit on the cast, don't shit on the cast. So naturally, I go and sit on the toilet. I bring my iPad in there because gotta do them Kingdom Hearts Unchained X missions while I'm shitting, just because that's like the best. That's like the best. Like, you ever play a mobile game, yeah? Like Puzzles and Dragons or Brave Frontier or the Final Fantasy one, the Brave Mobius or Brave Exvius, whatever it's called. Like any of those mobile games and on the shitter is like the best time to like. That's like a shitter time killer, time shitter killer, killer shitter titter, killer shitter time killer. That's like, okay, like if I forget my iPad in the bathroom, or if I forget to bring it in the bathroom with me, I'm so upset. Like I'm so spoiled on today's technology. Call me a bitch, whatever. Call me a millennial. You're an asshole. You're an old
Fucking
fart.
millennials, man.
Fucking the thing is if I'm not collecting my
Okay, so I'm gonna let you finish, but we need to wrap this up.
collect my medals on the toilet, then I came to record.
Okay.
We had another
So,
hour of this. I mean, Simon, keep going. Sam, you should literally just summarize our entire podcast like right after that.
So, Mac, are you there? Mac, hello, Mac.
Oh shit.
Hello.
Sorry, I just holy shit. Funny story. I
Okay.
pulled up this video on YouTube and things got a little steamy. That Kumiko reaction video. Oh god. Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut out every single time you've done that. So
Just leave it in.
yeah, I mean that was for the fans, I guess we should say that was a little bit staged and planned, but we don't like the show. Like we legit don't like the show. Please,
0 out of 10, man. I do
please
like
come in.
my fan
Like
fiction.
I really
of
want
the
to
show.
know why people think the show is good and have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Well,
fully
we
open to
said
that
why it
conversation.
was good. Same thing as Sword Art Online. It looks good, sounds good,
Well, Quokka,
overacting.
That's
all
maybe
you
we're
need.
missing something is what I'm saying. Maybe we're
Looks
missing
good,
something,
sounds good.
and that there's other stuff that we just missed. Like maybe there's some grander moral theme that that's just whooshing right past us and we don't get it. If you think you have one of those, please tell us. Maybe if your argument's convincing enough, we'll have you on the show and we'll talk about it.
and if you think for a second that we're just hating on this because everyone else likes it, we literally watched every episode. and tried
And
to like it.
you
I
can
like
go
tons of
back.
popular shows. Full Metal Alchemist.
When we were at
popular
like
show.
episode 13 or 14, I was saying this show's getting pretty good. I like it,
Yeah.
and I wanted to keep enjoying it.
It's the same here. Like
Man,
the part where he gets called out, that's when I was like, oh, Redeemer? Nope. So yeah, let
Redeemer,
us know.
hardly
You
even
can,
know her.
You can join our Discord and talk to us, talk to Quokka and whatever, yeah. Maybe we are missing something. I have no idea.
I mean, maybe whenever Subaru reincarnates, it makes his new form more powerful. But then that form, he has like a demon horn, and then
yeah, he keeps having karmic destiny tied to him every time he moves
And then
time back.
NTR's the real Subaru by kicking over his sandcastle and banging Amelia while Ram's Subaru. Beatrice then sees that and takes pity on the real Subaru, and she says, "Oh, it can't be helped, I suppose." And then she takes out his pathetic human penis.
All right,
and
anyway.
strokes it in a
But
workmanlike
please
fashion.
don't come at us with anything about other material that isn't in the anime.
Oh my god.
So please come and tell us why the show's worthwhile. Just don't talk about things that aren't in the show, because that's irrelevant to the show.
right.
And I get, going back, like what you like, I guess.
But this show is bad.
But just know that you're
This
wrong.
show is bad.
Know that you're wrong.
Oh,
You know that
I'm
that
right.
is- that is a lot of my life that I will never get back for any useful purpose.
and on that bombshell, I've been Quokka. With me has been Mac, Nick, and Sam. This has been the Anime Summit Podcast.
Christ, I can finally finish. Oh